Welcome anyone tuning in and watching this recording. I'm Whitney. This is Susannah. We were starting to talk and chat about her conundrum of deciding when is the right time to kind of invest in this program and get moving here versus maybe working with. So thought I would hit record so we could capture the conversation because I think it might be beneficial to other folks. So Susannah, just to recap, you're in a point now where you're picking a different niche but you don't feel like you necessarily have the clarity right now, and you're still trying to figure out like who you're speaking to and the services that you're going to offer.
Right. And I've had a website for quite a few years, since 2016, have been private practice and had a lot of different things going on from that standpoint. But like your statement of feeling like your website is holding you back. And I realize I can't blame the website because it's me really having to, figure out exactly where I'm coming from. And that's been evolving. So, so I'm kind of at that point where identifying your ideal client, how to put that out there. But like I wrote to you in my email, it's very kind of convoluted because I'm dealing with more specialty autoimmune or rare autoimmune that then encompasses much of organ issues, whether it's CHF, whether it's many things. I'm dealing with scleroderma, a form of scleroderma, and like Sjogren's and celiac and different things like that. So, and that's evolved because it's been personally evolving for me. And every time I get a new diagnosis, I'm like, oh, wow, I didn't realize for all these years of that, us not knowing what's going on, that dietetics and and my nutrition parts are making such a difference. So it's so vast. How do you bring it down and identify who to talk to? Because many people are kind of silently suffering with many issues and they don't even fully understand what it's from.
Right. They don't have the diagnosis yet. They're in terms of marketing speak, they're not problem aware yet. So
they just have the different issues they're trying to address, which I had been doing. I had many silos, and now looking comprehensively at 32 years of medical stuff, I'm now like,
which is great that you have that knowledge so you can pull that into your copy on your website and your messaging. But absolutely, especially as practitioners, we have the answers on this side, but our customers don't have the answers. So we can't speak to them yet about what the solutions are because that's not going to connect with them. So what I would say is similar to what you were actually saying about it's the symptoms. It's speaking about what are the problems that people are facing and first asking them, are you feeling this? Are you wishing this? Have you been trying this, but it's not working and wondering why? And having that kind of information on the front page of your site and also at the top of your services page and all of that, you could then be going back down and saying, it could be X, Y, and Z. And I have seen this in patients and I have worked with people and I'm here to help you navigate this and help you figure out what's going on and potentially working with other professionals in doctors and all of that, right? And collaborating with other folks. And so I would say on your website, you could still be in some sections saying, these are the conditions that I can help you, like you mentioned, scleroderma and any other conditions, because we also want our website to be speaking to people who are problem aware. And they already know that they have that condition and they're looking for a dietitian who can help them with that condition. But on different parts of our site, we also want to be speaking more to the people who aren't yet aware, but they're looking at like, well, what are the things that are describing my problem? Okay, she gets what I'm dealing with. What is her solution? So I would say that it sounds like right now, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, that you have a sense of the kinds of people you want to help or the kinds of problems that people are dealing with, but maybe you're just trying to figure out how to actually, like, what's that message that you start out with saying on your website and what do you lead with and how do you make it all kind of repositioned? Is that?
Yeah. And I think I have to be completely honest, is that because there is so much gray area in my own life with it, that I haven't had the confidence, even as a dietitian, even though I've had my whole specialty of oncology, nutrition, all of that, because of how this is and how it ebbs and flows every day, that it almost is okay. That's where I just keep hitting that gray area, and you know how evidence-based we are. So then I'm like, I don't even have confidence in myself, because today's a different day, and today I need to manage some new symptoms that I didn't have the other day, and it might only be for a few days and it'll change. So I think when I look at it, like you said about symptoms, I can say, okay, are you having these type of GI symptoms? Okay, do you have congestive heart failure? Do you have pulmonary hypertension? Do you have, now it might be that I share, okay, scleroderma encompasses this with limited, whatever it is, and that might help them, and you can give them ideas of where to maybe go and get some testing to maybe find something out. But this has been literally evolving for me for 32 years, between cancer and heart and lungs, and it's all internally systemic. And so people now, my doctors, even at Mayo, they were like, how are you like you are? And I said, well, first of all, God, but second of all is having been led to become a dietitian and keep going through. And I graduated, as an older student because of that. And that quest was for that, because I kept seeing how nutrition kept being at the crux of it, along with medication diagnosis and finding the right practitioners.
Yeah.
So see how it's so convoluted that you almost feel like I always say Dory from Finding Nemo, where you're like, and I'm like, I don't want people to feel like I'm a nutcase, but it kind of feels like that every day in my own life.
Well, have you helped people?
Yes. And they always say, I know, but when you write it down, you're like, oh, okay. So I think that's where, like I was saying, I know where, and just having that confidence. But yes, I have helped people, but a lot of times I'm not even good at that, because I don't even charge them, because I'm like, oh gosh, I feel bad. I just want to help people. So I'm trying to bring that all together.
Listen, we all go through it. I have, the class that I taught that you.
Hold on, you
that
froze.
was not without tears. Oh, okay. Can you hear me?
Oh, I can imagine. Okay, now I can. Yep.
Yeah. So being confident in saying what I can do to help people, and saying that I knew how to do it. I worked with a coach to work on that presentation, and she was like, you can do it. But believe me, it took a lot of confidence to get to that point of speaking confidently. And I mean, I've been giving presentations like that for over 2 years now. So, but you have to just start, and you have to move forward, and you have to have that like footing to make that progress. So and you're saying, that it's you, that it's the confidence that you need to just move forward. And so I think that as it can be one of those things too, where it's like, okay, just going to put one foot in the front of the other. Okay, I need to write this copy. I need to write it. And, I may not feel in my heart like, okay, yeah, I can stand out here and, shout it from the rooftops that this is what I can do. But at least, another way of thinking about it is, the longer that you don't put this out there and put yourself out there, the longer these people who are struggling to find that perfect person like you, who has the breadth of experience from all these different disciplines of nutrition, and you've seen so much, people can benefit from you so much. You just need to put it out there, and you're going to keep learning and growing. That's just part of it. We all are, as business owners. So
well, and you're right. Like even last night, I'm a master gardener for Kane County that I live in, and I did a presentation at a library last night for wildlife habitats. And so, they ask you different questions. So someone said, well, are you retired? I said, no, I'm a private practice RD. That led to a conversation, which, and so I was saying, she said, well, what do you specialize in? I'm like, I'm in the middle of trying to change that, said a few things. And as you said, right away, she was like, oh my God, please keep focusing and going and trying to do that. She said, because then she shared with me that she was just at Mayo Clinic like I was last year, and finding out about something that is rare and that she's trying to deal with. I'm like, are you working with a dietitian? And it's not something I've dealt with before, but she just was so encouraging. And I'd only just met her, you know, in an audience. And she just was said, please, you have to keep forging ahead on this. I'm like, I'm trying to keep the confidence to do that. So you're right. I know that people, and I think that's what keeps pushing me is, okay, I know you can do this. And, you know, all the other personal stuff of trying to be perfect and imposter syndrome and all that crud. I've been working on all that too. But sometimes I do feel like there's survivor's guilt too, and things about that I'm trying to overcome, where charging people to try to do it, I feel guilty, and I'm like, oh, I'm more blessed. And so I'm trying to get through some of those emotional sides of it as well. So there's a lot going on there, isn't it?
I hear you. Well, you know, this is a very tangential thing, but Holly Larson hosts a Dietitian Money Conference. It's the second time that it's been going on, because it is a tough thing for anyone to talk about money. But then I think specifically us as caregivers and health providers, we just, I hear it so often that there is that scare, that feeling of like, oh man, you know, I'm helping these people. I don't want them to feel like I'm price gouging them and all of that. And it is a mindset thing, because if you don't have the money to keep your business going, to invest in things like a website and a program and all of that, then you can't help anyone. You know, it's the whole oxygen mask on yourself. You know it. But yeah, and it's good that you're aware that you're working through it. And that's all we can do as business owners and entrepreneurs, is there are so many mindset things. And just when we thought we figured out one, a new one will pop up.
A new one comes up.
Like, oh, okay, now that you've reached that level, you know, you've reached level 5. Now to get to level 10, you know, you need to actually deal with these 5 things that are even more challenging than the last 5 things.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, we're all in.
Oh, you froze for a sec.
We're all in
okay.
it.
Yeah.
Froze.
Okay.
Am I back?
Yep. Now you're back. Yep.
Too. Okay. We're good.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, okay.
All right. Benny the dog back in here.
So yeah, how does that feel? Like, you know, how does that feel now? Kind of.
It feels good, and I think too with combining. I mean, I do feel like I will be able to. I like your program. I like everything that is showing. So I feel like I'm just going to make myself feel confident to invest again in myself, because I know I have really given myself a hard time about the last big one that I invested in. And it just wasn't the right thing for me, because it ended up, I'm not criticizing the program, because it's a wonderful program that many people around the world have been ultra successful with. And I definitely can do it, but it isn't the way that I approach people or life. And it almost felt like almost kind of an ethical fight for me in different areas of the marketing strategies and things. And that's where I've had a harder time, you know, and so I need to, I think that's why I really, when I saw you at the seminar this spring, I saw you online, and you did such a great job. And I really liked your style. And I like how you seem very real and very approachable, even though, yes, it's via Zoom. But I don't know about you, I get feelings about people and issues while I'm watching them and interacting or engaging in it. So that's what impressed me about how you handle yourself. And I feel more confident that at least if I chose to do another program to invest in myself, I feel that this would be better focused for me as who I am and what I'm looking for. So I just need to make sure I have the confidence. And that's why I asked those specific questions, though, because I know that right now that's my Achilles, is being able to write that copy of having that, because I have a nice looking website, although it's a mess right now because they redid the templates on Squarespace and all that stuff. So they look a mess right now. But I liked a lot of your things too, where you're like, oh yeah, those are all really pretty pictures, but they're not really telling me what they should be, you know. And yeah, that's a great blog about 57 different types of things. So yeah, so I feel like you hit a lot of the things. So
yeah. And I think, you know, speaking to what you're saying, you know, I think our marketing, the whole point of it is to be of service and help our customers learn about their own problems and learn how we can help them, because all we're trying to do is help them. We need them to pay us to help them, you know, so it is an exchange, but that's what our website is not meant to mislead or
no
anything like that. It is about letting our customers know that we understand them, that we feel their pain, and that we have a solution to that problem, and explain what that solution is. And we just need to be mindful of how consumers buy and what messages they need to see and hear when. And that's not necessarily something that comes easily to us. We know how to be ethical, but we don't necessarily always know, well, how do we actually convey our message in a way that's both ethical, but also going to appeal to the modern consumer who is looking for certain things in certain places, you know?
Well, right. And like you said, help them to find the right thing for them to approach what they're dealing with. And and I think, you know, and actually it was good the other day, because after your webinar, and then I was working on some other things myself personally, and I thought, well, that's kind of where it's at, is that you need to feel like you're presenting it, that you're not being manipulative or trying to what's the word I'm thinking of, profit off of someone's pain point. And that is that's a very fine line, and that's kind of where more that other program was going, and that's just not me at all, ever. Just no. I want to help you.
I think,
yes, I do feel I should be able to earn a living at that as well, and I'm willing to explain that. But I also don't want to use different verbiage to try to make you feel like, oh my gosh, you have to do this, and if it's not with me, you know, I'm the one that'll help people find other people that may be a better fit for them, you know, whatever it is, whatever way they can be helped is how I'll do that. So okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, one other thing that I'll mention in the program, just from a practical standpoint, is you learn how to make the edits to the site and edits to the copy. So even if you're feeling today like, okay, I feel somewhat confident about saying this, but then in a couple of months, you're like, oh, okay, I'm feeling better, I can put more things onto the site. You'll know how to do that, and you'll have that flexibility as well. So I think that's a big piece of it too, is that our website is always evolving, and it's growing as we grow as business owners and learning more about the new conditions and all of that. You'll know how to change that as well. So it's not like you have to
like
have
on the WordPress
answers.
you're talking about, right?
Yeah. So let me, what I'm going to do is actually share my screen. This was one of the things I wanted to show. So we have the layouts that you saw in the webinar, the different designs.
And then you said you can, I saw the fees, you can do the 250 or the 500, right? To bring your stuff over, like say from a Squarespace, and then you can pay those fees, and you'll bring you and your staff will bring it all through for us.
Exactly. So how many blogs do you have on your current website?
I just have my one blog with like lots of
how many blog posts do you think?
Oh gosh,
maybe like 10 posts or 20 or
oh no, there's quite a lot. I have no idea. I haven't looked. I mean, and they're older, so I haven't been blogging for a while. So but I still get hits on quite a few of them. So
that's great. So we want to keep that. And so yeah, the two different migration options is just, there's a few different like parameters of which one is the right one for you. So I'm just going to open up, it's a long sales page. We have a lot to tell you. So yeah, the 250 or the 100 is really going to be based off of how many blogs you have and whether you want to keep your prior hosting. So it's 250 if if you have more than 20 blog posts, it's going to be 500. If it's less than 20, then it's 250. And since you're on Squarespace or you're not on WordPress right now, it doesn't affect the hosting. So that's not a factor. It's just the number of blogs, because the more blogs there are, the more work it is to make sure they all came over and all of that. So yeah, you can add that on. What you would do is you would go to the checkout page, you would check out, and then there would be a page after that that would be asking you, do you already have a website? Do you want to add on migration? And then you'll see these wording, and there's a video. All of that will be very similar to the checkout pages, and you'll make your choice and then you'll be good to go.
Okay.
And so let me just show you really quickly. So yeah, there's designs to pick from, but then in terms of editing the site, it's very easy. So I enabled this visual builder, which is through Divi. So that's just the kind of technology that we're using to build out the pages. So this will all be updated with your colors and your fonts and branding already. And when we give you the site and install it for you, we'll pull your blogs in from the prior website. And then you'll also be able to tell us, since you already have a website, the other benefit of the migration add-on is that we'll actually give you a temporary website so that your current website continues to stay up and visible to people while the new website is worked on, because that's the challenge for a lot of folks too, is you want to make updates to your site, but you really need a copy of that website in order to make those changes without it looking like a complete mess, to the public. But anyone else, it has a coming soon page. If they don't need their website to be active, or it's a brand new site, there will just be a coming soon. So either way, you get to work on your website behind the scenes, take the time you need. And then if you do a migration, you tell us when you're ready for the site to go live, and we take care of pointing your domain to the new website. And so it's seamless whenever someone comes to the new URL, the same URL you've always had, it'll be the new website and all of that. And we do like a little QA check before making it live too, check links, just make sure it's looking good and all of that. We check that for you. But this is like the editor. If you go to a page, I gotta get that. It looks like this, but once you do the editor and log in, it's this, and then you just, you can type the text. So
looks similar to
Squarespace,
how Squarespace was.
Yeah. So, but the beautiful thing about this, and all of these page builders and platforms are different, but you can copy the section, you can move them around to different things. So let's say you have 4 services, you would copy this section and then maybe move it down here, and we'll show you in more detail in the program how to do all of this. But you edit it, and then we give you what the ideal photo dimensions are for all of these photos and how to just swap them out. But this will already be loaded up with all of your colors and fonts, and then you'll just basically put your copy in here. You'll decide what pages you want. So we have templates for a main services page or a long form program like sales page. If you have resources, or you want to sending people to purchase things, whether it's, some people have like Amazon affiliate links or things like that. We have, I'll go to this one just to show that. So each website design has all the same pages. They're just in a different kind of design, but we have different sections built out. So we've seen people put like a photo of a lead magnet or, an Amazon product here, and then you can have these links going out. Or if you've done press or media work and you want to list all of your media work here. So there's just very reusable sections that you can use over and over. This is the long form program landing page, and any section that you just don't have to include, you can just delete it. You don't have to have it, but we give you all the options. And some people also keep some of these photos in here because they work for them, but then obviously you can swap them out with your own brand photos. We even have like a brand photo shoot guide in the program as well. If you want to get any updated brand photos of yourself, like a professional photo shoot. So yeah, that's like the editing of the site and how comprehensive and flexible that is. And then this is the course itself. So just to kind of give you a sense of what's inside of it. So we have, as soon as you log in and get access, we have this welcome video. It's giving you like a little tour of the platform and all of that. Also a suggested course schedule. So this is completely up or recorded. And the live component is just actually going into the calls and the forum. But all of the videos and the templates you can all access and work on whenever you'd like. And so the program is, the way I pieced it out is for you to complete it in 8 weeks. But I have a bonus in the program, this launch, where you actually get full 12 weeks of support from us. So if you do want to take longer than 8 weeks, you can. You always have access to the course. As long as you enroll, you have lifetime access to the course. You can always log in here. You can come back to the templates, to the videos. The only thing that goes away after 3 months is that live community forum. And that's what, let me show that real quick. So we're just starting the cohort, so we don't have many posts in here right now, but you can come in here at any time and go into one of the sections and post your question, and my team and I will get back to you. And then we also have office hours that we hold every week, and it rotates between a Q&A with me and a tech call with one of our developers, so that as you're editing your site and you have questions there, they can help you with that. And then for me, it's strategy questions, copywriting questions, all of that. So you can also access all of the past cohort. We've had quite a few cohorts at this point. A lot of them have timestamps and notes, so you can search within the course for keywords and find even past videos that talk about certain things. There is a lot of good conversation that happens on the office hours. We've worked with quite a lot of practice owners at this point. And then we have one milestone for you to give us access to your domain so we can start setting up your website. And then we go into the lessons themselves. So we cover the branding and design first. And then the strategy is like what pages you want on your site and which of the designs you want and all of that. And then the copywriting is the one where folks spend, a fair bit of time. So I give you copy, and then I walk you through our copy template, which is a Google Doc that you can take for yourself, and it gives you every section of your homepage to write copy for. And then if you roll today, actually, our AI copywriting bonus is something that's available too. And that is just an additional guide that shows you how to use ChatGPT to help you write your copy faster. And it could be really helpful, especially if you're kind of feeling that confidence thing a little bit and you're writing some things, but you're not so sure. You could then put some of that into ChatGPT and just get it to help you copy edit and make it a little bit better. And it just helps speed up the process, basically. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Wow.
Yeah.
It was very comprehensive.
Yeah, it is very comprehensive. We'll get emails from me every couple of days in the program, kind of giving you tips to move through the program. And, if there's stuff where you're like, I just don't have time to work on that right now, or I'm feeling behind, I also give you tips for how to kind of, okay, maybe you skip that right now, come back to it later, because like I said, this is always available for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. And then two, that you can, are there only certain times of the year that you can join this, or can you do it anytime?
So there are only certain times that we open enrollment. So right now we're opening enrollment. So today is when you can get the bonus, but then Tuesday is when we're closing the doors for right now. And then
for that one. Okay. All right. And that works because I'm right now I have I'll know by Monday afternoon. I have 2 different surgeries that have to be scheduled. So yeah, so those are one's really big and the other one's pretty big. So I will know more when, because then at least I can look at it and say, hey, I know physically I can put my time here and I'll be fine to have this span of time, or no, I'm going to need to wait till the next session. So, because that is one thing too, is that I've had a lot of medical interruption for quite a long time. And I think I've just been so hard on myself with that, and finding out that, hey, it's not your fault. It is what it is. And part of being a self-employed entrepreneur, you can at least customize that for yourself to try to be able to make it work. So yeah. So, and I have a meeting Monday morning with one of them. So, okay,
exactly.
good.
Yeah, I tried
and that
to,
gives, because I'm hoping that one's going to be a little longer out, because then I could at least get it in prior to it. That's what I'm hoping to do. So, because then I could have things really kind of the foundation there, you know, before going into that. So, okay. All right, good.
Yeah, it sounds like it would be a great thing to kind of say is settled. Yeah, and I think my internet's being a little wonky.
Yeah,
can you hear
it's
me
okay? Yep, it keeps, you know, going, doing a few different things, but that's okay. I just wait and then I go, okay, I figured it out. I filled it in. So, well, good. Well, I appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you so much for the great conversation. I think this might be helpful for other folks too, who are in your space of just trying to feel, you know, do I have the answers that I need to, you know, get moving forward. And hopefully you see that there's both just a lot of like physical, technical support here, but then also you have me being there to help you, you know, as you're kind of going through it too.
And I think that's important. I think that actually makes me feel more confident, because sometimes, even though something may present that way, when you actually try to get into using it that way, it's not. And so I feel like you've really explained that well, and you made me feel more comfortable about that. So yeah. So thank you. I'm excited. Thanks for your time today and inviting me to do this extra and sending the email. And I like all of that too, because I feel like you're really engaged with us if we're participating, which is good.
Yeah. And it's not a large group of people, so it allows us to have allows me to have that personal
and touch. You have support staff as well, which is really good. So I think that's important, because we know sometimes the one-man band thing, just even no matter how much we want to do it, it doesn't always work right.
No, and honestly, you know, I've heard people say this, you want to bring in people are smarter than you know, if I were trying to fix all the things all the time, you know,
absolutely,
I surround myself with talented people who are the experts in their specific field, so that I can support you in the and have other people supporting too.
That's how my dad was a medical inventor around the world, and he would start up all his different companies. And the one time I interviewed him for one of my business admin classes, and I said, what's the most important lesson you've learned? And he said, the most important one was the most expensive one, which was, don't try to do it all yourself, and to defer to the people that can do it and have the credentials to do it, and hire the right people, because otherwise you just chase your own foot, and you make a lot of mistakes. So yeah, I agree with you. It is a good point. And that's also what I'm trying to do, is making sure, like, okay, I keep saying I can do this, but am I really doing it the right way, or can I? So programs like this at least make you feel that you can. So
well, we'll touch base on Monday.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Have a nice weekend. Bye-bye.
Thank you too. Bye. And so I am going to continue on for a moment and just talk through a few other things when it comes to the programs. So like you heard me mention, our AI bonus expires tonight, but you still have until Tuesday to enroll. And so the agenda was to first answer your questions. So Susannah joined us and was gracious enough to really allow me time and talk through some of the challenges that she's facing right now and deciding, is this the right thing for her? Is she ready for it? And hopefully that was a really helpful conversation for you as well. And then I wanted to review some key aspects of the program. So I'll just slide through some slides real quick. We already did a tour of the course. We already toured the page designs. And then I do want to showcase a few past student sites well really quickly, and then go through some other commonly asked questions that I get. Just to recap, we did do our class earlier this week, and I went through a bunch of common questions I get, but just in case you missed those questions or missed the class, I'll reiterate them again. So you saw this in the course tour that we have 7 modules to really cover everything that you need to know in order to not only have a website launched, but to have a really effective, sales-focused, customized website to you. And you can feel really confident about it and really proud of it because you are really imbuing your own personality and your values into it every step of the way. It's created by you, but we are doing a lot of the heavy lifting, and I'll talk about that in the next slide. So we have the modules going over your branding. That's great. You can bring that to the course. But if you don't have a brand yet, we have sample color palettes and type pairings and logo templates, so you can get that started and really come up with a great professional brand. We also talk then about your website strategy and what sales system you're going to be using. So we go through that. And then we go through copy that connects. And you saw me talk about the copywriting templates that we have and how important it is to have copy that really is for visitors. And then we go through email marketing and lead magnets so that you can bring your is one of the most valuable assets that you can have in your business, even more valuable. So we have that. And then module 5 is all about customizing your site. And then we talk about SEO and blogging so that you be getting traffic to your site and getting your message out there and getting seen by customers. And then we talk about launching your site, putting the finishing touches on, giving you some Canva templates for announcing your site on social media. In order to make this really fast, easy for you, we have various templates. So I mentioned the template, 4 different website designs for you to choose from. And then we have these copywriting templates. So you are not having to create anything from the ground up because we are already putting it together. Different designs. Each one has page layouts for your home, your services. You saw me go through some of them, your blog page. So each one is packed with all of those different designs, and you can move things around. And so just some examples here. These are some past sites that we had students create through the program. And they're all so different, all so unique, and all created from the layouts and designs that we provide. So you really can make something that feels like you and represents you and you can be proud of. And it didn't take you years to do, months to do, and it didn't cost you an arm and a leg. And the beautiful thing is that now you know how to edit it and change it after the fact. And you can come back to those videos and change things around as maybe you want to launch a course, you can come back and create the layout for that. You don't need to for it, although we're always there to help you as well, but you'll know how to do all of those things on your own, and you can really make this site that is continuing to grow business. Here's just a recap of everything that you're getting in the program when you enroll. So you get the Wellness Pro website system with those 7 modules. You get the branding templates that I talked about, which honestly, if you were to go and hire someone for you, it would easily cost $1,500 or more. Then you have those website templates that I mentioned. Pick from, and then I counted it up, it's like 11 different layouts for all the different pages of your site. So that's a huge win right there. And they're also very sales focused and driven to actually convert your visitors into customers. So they're not just pretty designs, pretty landing pages. They're actually strategic website design built over years of learning how to create really effective websites for health practitioners and dietitians. So you get those templates. And then you get the copywriting templates that align perfectly with those website designs. So every section of your website, you've got this Google Doc, and I give you prompts of how long that content should be, what it should say. So that's all there for you. And then we are installing it all for you. Page designs that you pick, You tell us which one you want, and then we install it for you. We set it up. We put in your colors and your branding and your logo for you. So it's already a bunch of help. And then we send you the login, you log in, it's your site, and you continue to customize it. And then you get lifetime access to that video library. So anytime you want to make changes, if you hire a VA in the future who is going to start managing posting for you, you can send them one of the videos and be like, this is how you do it. So it really can save you a lot of time for years to come. And you get live coaching and support for 8 full weeks, which is up from where it used to be. I used to just do 6 weeks, which was fine for a lot of people, but I got feedback that some folks would just love a little bit more time with us. So we extended it to 8 weeks as well. So you get 2 months free of hosting, website hosting and maintenance from us. So every website needs to have a hosting platform and it needs to be maintained. And that's the same for Squarespace or WordPress or whatever platform. You need to pay someone for these things. So you are going to get 2 months of our super fast, supercharged hosting for your website. So your website is going to be really powerful and fast, and you're going to get our comprehensive maintenance plan as well. So we're doing the software updates, we're backing up your site, making sure it stays online, and sending you reports every week so you know that your site is still functioning and working and performing well, and you don't have to worry about that. And you get that for free when you enroll. And then the second bonus is the list building starter kit. So I mentioned you don't have to do these things from scratch. So you get a template in Canva for your lead magnet, and I give you a welcome sequence. And it's nice when people join your email list to send them a few emails to introduce yourself and let them know how you can help, give them a few valuable resources in addition to your lead magnet, and let them know how they can work with you. It's a really great opportunity to do that. But a lot of people just don't know how to start that welcome sequence. They don't know what to write. So I give you this template that's super valuable so you can just plug and play, make it sound like you, put it in your voice, and then put it in your email platform, and you are good to go. So you get that. And then you also get this menu streams guide, which is really great because a lot of us, we're selling services off of our websites, but we have dreams of passive income or expanding into a few different revenue streams. And so this is a really detailed other revenue streams that you can sell from your website, and some tips and ideas to get started with that. And then our biggest bonus that I have ever given away is an additional month of live support and calls with my team and I. So you've already 2 months already with the program to get in and get support from us in the forum and on the calls. And now I'm adding 4 additional 3 months, 12 weeks of support to just continue to work with us. So you can launch your site in month 1, month 2, but a lot of folks are still working on their blogs, or they're working on their lead magnet a little bit more. They have other questions. They're still figuring out a few things. And so this gives you some breathing room. You don't have to figure it all out in a very short window. You can come back, you can ask us questions, or if you want to take that full 3 months to really work through everything and then launch your site at the end of that, that's fine too. But my goal for you is to launch your site. And that's the deliverable that we're driving towards. A general coaching program. There is an end result and a goalpost we need to hit. We want to help you launch your website. So that's where I put all of this stuff together. And honestly, that really is around $14,000, because getting all of this coaching and support and all of these different templates and all these different things that are built into your site would easily cost you this much to get all of that. But you, of course, don't have to pay that. As you may have seen, our payment plan is to get started for $759 with 4 monthly payments, or you can do a one-time payment of $29.99 and you get access to everything. You get instant access to the course and our forum and our calls, and you get it for a full 12 weeks. So it's a lot that is packed into there. And if you enroll by Friday today, by tonight, then you are also going to get our AI prompts for writing your website copy, which you heard me talk about a little bit. It's just going to make it even faster and easier for you to get the copy written for all of your pages for your website. So it's a very easy to follow guide. And if you've never used ChatGPT or AI before, this is going to be a great, easy intro for you. And if you have used it already, maybe you have using it for this. So this will be also really valuable for you too. So you get that when you enroll by tonight. And we already did a program, so I'm not going to, or from the course, so I'm not going to go through that again. And we already talked a little bit about already have a website. So if you already have a website, maybe you purchased a domain and you tried starting it on Wix, or maybe you've had a website for a few years, you have it on some other platform, you have some blogs there, you can add on a migration add-on with us. And that's either going to be $250 or $500. It's just a one-time fee. And it is going to allow us to move your blogs and any images over to the new website. Now, if you had started a website on Wix, but it turns out you don't want to keep anything from it, then you don't need to purchase a migration. And I keep using Wix, but any of those. Well, I think I cut out for a second there. I am going to start sharing again. Okay, not sure where I cut off, but if you are wanting to start fresh and all you have is a domain, or you don't want your prior website, then you can start fresh and we'll give you a coming soon page. So still, if anyone comes to your domain, they're going to see this coming soon page that's going to have your information on it. And then once you're ready for your new website to go live, we'll teach you how to make your site live and take down that coming soon. So that's what's involved with if you already have a website. And you can also go to the FAQs on our sales page. If you go to just wellnessprowebsite.com, and you will see the FAQ, what if I already have a website, and you can read more there. And then another question is, do I have to use WordPress? Isn't it hard? WordPress really is the best platform when it comes to SEO and just being a long-term platform. You're not going to outgrow it. You can always add things to it, expand the functionality. There's just so much power in WordPress. So it's really the platform that I recommend and always choose for clients. And then also it just performs better with SEO. Your blogs are going to just rank higher. We found just websites, when we move them from Squarespace or Wix over to WordPress, they get more traffic. Now, in terms of, is it hard? Well, it can be hard if you're figuring it out from scratch, but we are doing the heavy lifting for you. We are setting it up, and we are going to teach you the things you need to know, but then we'll take care of the other things that are a little too technical, so you don't have to worry about that. Because I have heard a lot of people, they maybe follow these free tutorials of how to set up a website, and it gets really stressful and overwhelming. And yeah, if you're starting from scratch on WordPress, it can be pretty challenging. It's very technical. But once you get the setup there and you know how to maneuver and work around with the different things, it can be just as easy as those other platforms. And there's really no difference. And then another question, what kind of support or help do I get after it's launched? So that's where you get the 2 months of hosting and maintenance for free from us. And then after that, you can get our continued hosting and maintenance at $65 a month. And that includes us doing all those software updates I talked about. And also you can email us anytime you have a question. And that is just a great option because our businesses are always evolving. Our websites are changing. There may be things that you're working on, or you get a message about your website and you're not really sure what it means. You can email our dedicated help desk and ask, and then we will get back to you. So basically, you're outsourcing your website help and support and tech to us. We're going to be there. We are your team. And if you think about how much time that you would spend doing some of these software updates, and then sometimes they don't work, and then you're having to figure it out, or you try and do something else on your site, and then you have to go on YouTube, and it's a cold sweat because it messed something up and you're not sure. Personally, to me, I don't think that's worth it if you're valuing your time and just your energy and where you want to be placing your energy, especially as you're growing your business. I think for $65 a month, it's worth it to just have that not be something that you have to worry about, and have us be there to be supporting your business, protecting your investment that you invested in the website, making sure that it's secure. And we are doing this for over 100 businesses and entrepreneurs at this point. So we know what it takes to have websites stay online and be successful, and just support business owners who are growing their businesses online. So that's the support that you can expect after you launch. So I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for checking out this special Q&A and demo of the program. I hope it answered a lot of questions for you, but if it did not, if you still have more questions, you can email me at info@whitneybateson.com. You can DM me on Instagram, and then also on our sales page, wellnessprowebsite.com, you'll see a little bubble in the bottom right of the screen that says ask us a question. That is also a direct line to me as well. So wherever you want to ask questions, feel free to go ahead. Just a reminder, tonight is the night to enroll if you want to get that AI bonus, but doors officially close on Tuesday at 12 p.m. at midnight Eastern time. So I look forward to hopefully seeing some of you inside the program. And thank you so much for watching. Talk soon. Bye.